and my heart is throbbing like crazy right now. The group's leader, Bakuya, got killed, and his killer is among this group of students? No, I'm not gonna believe it. I'll never believe it.
I love him.
Because I believe in everyone.
Aww.
So do your best, and don't forget to save regularly.
I know she had trouble saying regularly.
Well, what now? If the knife isn't the murder weapon, there's no definitive proof that I'm the killer.
Shut up! We'll be the judge of that.
You say you were shoved away, but you can't actually prove it, right?
That's right. Even if a different weapon was used, it does not mean Nagito has been cleared of suspicion.
But there's another reason why I don't think Nagito is the killer.
There's still more?
Based on what we've discussed, Byakuya was killed under the table, right?
Is there something wrong with that?
He's face down. Right.
Well, even if that's true, I feel Nagito looks, clean.
Nobody's ever complimented me on my appearance before. Not even my own mother.
I'm not talking about your looks.
Why does Mikan think Nagito looks clean? Because Nagito isn't injured because there's no blood.
I see.
Yeah, and there's so much blood was
Are
on the
you
floor.
trying to say something like, why didn't Nagito have any bloodstains on him?
Yes, that's it. Because under the table, there was a lot of blood splattered everywhere, right? There were even bloodstains on the inside of the tablecloth.
If he stabbed Byakuya to death, it's strange he did not get splattered with an appropriate amount of blood.
I didn't get any blood on me? That is weird.
You just used something to block the blood, didn't you?
Something that might have been used to block the blood splatter. What do you think it could have been?
I guess we did see something I could have used. Isn't that right, Hajime? Yes, there's only one thing that we could have used to block the blood splatter. Embarrassing pose.
I can prove it with this! You're talking about the bloodstained tablecloth we found in the storage room, right?
If there are bloodstains on it, that settles it. Nagito used the tablecloth to block the blood splatter.
But that was found in the storage room, right? Are you suggesting he hid it there after the murder?
You mean after the lights came back on? What would he have done if we'd seen him?
That's true. The tablecloth was pretty big. So even if you tried to hide it and take it with you...
Wearing a tablecloth.
Why didn't
going under
Byakuya
the
scream when
table,
he was getting stabbed?
Getting a knife in a blackout, and stabbing someone. That's not just impossible for someone like me. Wouldn't it also be impossible for you guys too?
Then, what does it mean?
Oh. I remember why he didn't scream.
Maybe the killer didn't necessarily.
I don't think it's a clue
under the table.
in here. It might be, it might not be. He was stabbed in the throat first. Yeah.
No, there's no mistake that the murder occurred under that table.
Even the inside of the tablecloth was bloody, so there's no denying Byakuya was killed there. But that doesn't mean where Byakuya got stabbed and where the killer did the stabbing are the same, right? I don't understand at all!
This or Byakuya got stabbed and where the killer did the stabbing are different.
Hajime, you look like you're onto something.
Really? But it sounds like a riddle. I feel like I'm onto something, but it's still not clear what that is.
Under the table, but not under the table. If it's somehow possible, it's the only way that makes sense. Moving forward, we should put aside all unnecessary preconceptions and just choose the answer. I think.
In scenes where you have to figure out important words, the improved Hangman's Gambit will occur. The goal is to line up the right letters in order to reveal a keyword related to the incident in question. Improved is like a little puzzle game. Various letters will appear flying across the screen in a direction. There are 2 rules you must remember. 1. If 2 different letters clash, you'll take damage. If 2 different letters clash, if 2 of the same letters clash, you will fuse. They will fuse. You must make 2 of the same letter clash while you try to not let 2 different letters clash. That is what's most important. In order to do that, you've been given a technique to catch and release. When you move the reticle with the left stick and press the X button while it's on top of the letter, you can snatch the letter like a vacuum. Well, this is what it means to catch them. However, you can only catch 1 letter at a time, so please be careful. When you press the X button, you have a letter caught, you can shoot it to where the cursor is aiming. This is how you release the letter. With catch and release, you can change the position of the letters and hit letters into each other. Make sure you hit the same letters so you can fuse them. The fused letters will freeze and get bigger. By pressing the X button, you can blow it up and erase it from the field. This is called firing the letters. It's all with 1 button?
Yeah.
Catch to release a button. After you fuse them, fire with them at X. That's a whole lot of X buttons. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. However, if you just erase letters, you won't be able to clear the game. Ultimately, the main goal of improvement is to complete the keyword. Let's play the question with figure out the keyword with the enter. About lining up the keyword, instead of pressing X button to fire the letter, please press the triangle button. If that happens at the same time the letter blows up, it will be sent to the keyword list. If the sent letter is correct, it will fit in the... Okay.
Yeah, so X makes them go away.
Okay.
But if you press triangle, it fills in the...
It fills in the gap. Okay. As the keyword in order based on the flying letters, please think about. Also, if you leave a fused letter alone for a while, it will blow up on its own. In that case, it will still damage you.
This one's hella complex.
I know. It used to be so easy.
Yeah, now they made it super hard. It's improved.
Yeah, it's the improved handmade.
There's one more mini game after this too. I like the changes they made.
Yeah. The place where bakuya got stabbed and the places where the killer did the stabbing aren't the same. Using those words as a clue, I should put aside my preconceptions and try to think about it. Something is coming. A little bit more, I have a feeling I can see something. So I have to fuse letters. Okay. Under the floor is what it is. D. B. Okay, so. There we go.
Can we go faster?
Oops. I pressed the wrong button.
Press circle. Or not circle. Yeah, R1. Or the other one. What makes it go faster? Circle, right? Oh, there's
I don't know.
Oh, hurry. Oh.
Wait, what? Why is it? Why are those?
Crash. It's about to crash. They're about to crash into each other. If it crashes into the wrong one, a not matching one, it blows up.
Oops. Is that a Z? No, it's an N, right?
That's a Z. Oh no, that's an N. Shit.
Oh, what am I doing? I keep pressing the wrong button. There you go. And now I need a E.
Oh, gonna hurt. So maybe
wait,
circle
can I
makes it go
just
faster?
E? I need an E, right?
Circle, right? Press circle. See? Oh, better hurry. Oh.
E. I need an R now.
Keep that T.
Ah. There we go. Fuck. Okay, I need a T now.
Keep that H. You're fine. It's just gotta make a bigger H. T.
Okay. V.
Circle.
Circle.
The circle. Makes it go faster. Oh, like that. Oh, there's the E.
Under the...
Nope. Luckily.
F. L.
Oh. 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 Ooh, you best hurry. Oh, about to crash.
Fuck. F. L. Oh.
Hurry. Ooh. That's a little stressful, huh?
Yeah.
So do you think reticle speed would help you with that one?
What?
The reticle speed, because it'd go fast, move faster.
Got it.
Oh no, I
The
think it's
killer
fine
must
like
have
that.
stabbed Byakuya from under the floorboards.
Under the floorboards?
Eh?
The floorboards in the old building are full of gaps, and there was no carpet laid out under the table. If they stuck the weapon through one of the gaps, they could have stabbed Byakuya to death.
That's metal.
If so, that means the killer was able to get under the floorboards. Where? And how?
I don't know that yet, but I have a feeling there's someone here who does know.
Yep. That's right. If I remember correctly, one person here should know how to get under the floorboards.
You're the only one!
You're the only one. I like that.
Hey,
That's pretty
Gundam,
cool.
You dropped your earring in the dining hall, right?
Are you referring to the Hellhound earring?
About that earring.
I said, are you referring to the Hellhound earring?
About that hellhound earring. You dropped it beneath the floorboard, right?
Ah, there it is. I have found it. Truly, that is the Hellhound earring. Wahahaha. It seems God existed in my benefit. I see. Good for you. However, how do I recover it? I cannot fit my arms through this opening. Where I had to use a tool, it would probably not reach either.
Just a bit longer and I would have reduced everything, including that old building, to ashes. However, it's just as the old legend said. The Hellhound earring has returned to its owner, to me!
The old
Safe
legend.
to say that that earring is the one hanging from your right ear. Huh? Could it be? Gundam wasn't wearing an earring during the investigation. And if he had it on by the time the class trial began, then that means Gundam was able to retrieve his earring from beneath the floorboards during the investigation.
So, Gundam knows how to get under the floorboards.
It's understandable. After all, you fools only view the world through eyes of glass. But I am different. With the power of my 4 dark devas of destruction, it is of no concern. Truly, this is the evil 4th eye. Before the might of the evil 4th eye, all visual chaos is rendered asunder.
What should I do? I'm embarrassed just listening to him.
And he's right next to you.
Oh! Man up and speak more clearly!
Fine, I shall tell you all. The answer was in the storage room.
Okay.
Where the
Four
boxes
dark
were?
Yeah.
devas of destruction.
He's all
Large
shocked.
Golden Hawk, Jumpy, has seen beyond the chaos.
Mirror's Golden Hawk. Boom. Junpei.
A secret passage of doom leading to the underground lurks beneath a large assortment of random boxes. After securing a lighter from the supermarket, I threw caution to the wind and ventured below the floorboards. And as a result of that lonesome battle, I was able to recover the Hellhound earring with my own 2 hands. Tremble with fear, fools! Behold my power!
There he goes blabbing about power and crap. You're ridiculous. You're just a breeder, you know.
Anyway, it sounds like you can go under the floorboards from the storage room.
And that has to be how the killer did it. If the space beneath the floor is empty, it's not that far to move from the storage room to the dining hall.
I see. If they passed through the storage room, I understand why the tablecloth was put there.
The killer lurked under the floorboards during the party, and from there, stab, stab, stab!
Are you sure?
You don't like stab, stab, stab? Should it sound more fleshy, like...
No, I'm not talking about your sound effects. You're saying they snuck under the floorboards, but that means they would have had to leave the party, right? So, was there anyone who was able to do that?
Then whoever wasn't at the party is the killer. They must be the one who was waiting under the floorboards. Who wasn't at the party again? I didn't participate, but I was guarding the entrance, remember? Monami over there can be my witness, right? Yes! This Monami over here is your witness!
I believe there's no need to discuss this matter further, but I was unable to leave the bathroom.
I was in the kitchen
Still
for a long
sweating.
time, but I frequently went to the dining hall to deliver my dishes.
The only person who wasn't at the party...
You can't go in, but you couldn't go under the floorboards from the outside.
Judging from the photo I took before the blackout, it obviously has to be him.
It wasn't him.
Yay! It's decided!
What the fuck are you saying? I'm not the killer!
Oh, really? What happened to the tough guy who was saying stuff like,
I like how since there's no like Kyoko character,
Yeah.
it's like way more amateur to like more. There's no one to actually guide the conversation.
Don't mess with me!
That's why there's so
I'll
much dead
fucking
ends.
kill you!
That makes sense now.
Yeah, actually,
actually,
there's no detective.
see?
no, like
You're
because
making threats
all
again.
of the cases are like 2 hours long instead of being an hour. And the first hours are usually like the first half is usually like chasing a red herring.
Yeah.
But since Kyoko was in the first game, she could flow the conversation.
Yep,
But since there's nobody like that,
things are
this one.
starting to get exciting.
It's just like they're taking the shots in the dark.
Good news for you are now allowed to use the silencer. You can use the silencer with the X button as many times as you want. You can use the silencer to shoot down the white noise. Also, when you shoot down the white noise, your time limit will increase a little. However, if you shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise, the time limit will decrease, so aim carefully when you're using the silencer. Oh, but if the difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at all. In that case, you won't be able to use the silencer, but you'll still be able to use the silencer, but it's somewhat pointless. However, if you feel like doing a little bang bang, you can use it to your heart's content. Bang 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 bang.
I think Fuyuhiko gives you an ability that makes it like a Tommy gun.
Oh,
Just
really?
keeps firing it, yeah. Pretty cool.
So it's Chiaki's account now.
During the party, the killer was lurking under the floor like a cockroach.
Uh-huh.
And they could have stared at panties all day. without going to the storage room in the dark.
Is that true, Fuyuhiko?
Don't act like I'm the fucking killer!
Yeah, I guess it is her account.
But when the party started, nobody saw you, you know?
Psych.
That means you have no alibi.
No, that's wrong!
Wait, it wasn't within the mirror anywhere.
No, Fuyuhiko definitely has an alibi. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
Oh, you're right.
Are you just realizing it now?
Look how much of an airhead she is. Huh? What happened for you, Hiko?
Oh, hey, what are you doing here all alone at this place, at a place like this?
I'm standing guard so Monokuma doesn't come inside.
Heh, how diligent of you.
I saw Fuyuhiko after the party started. There's no way he could have been waiting under the floor before then.
You should have said that earlier, dumbass.
It's still your fault. Like, why were you even lurking around the old building in the first place?
Shut up!
Maybe there really is a secret passage to go under the floorboards from outside. And he came to spy.
What'd you say, motherfucker?
Oh no!
Wow, he got chewed out, but he looks super happy.
Regardless, it's impossible to go under the floorboards from outside. Chiaki and I already confirmed that.
And someone definitely went under the floorboards through the storage room during the party. During the party? It was probably during the blackout. Well, if someone disappeared during the blackout, no one would have noticed.
But walking down that dark hallway to the storage room is like trying to make Eggs Benedict without any eggs.
You're right. I couldn't even see the office in that darkness, and that room was much closer.
But is it really impossible? It might be better if we examine that possibility a little bit more.
It was super dark, you know? There's no way you'd be able to find your way to the storage room.
But I can't stop thinking about it. I feel like there's something I overlooked. For clarity's sake, once again,
Appears we're getting close to the final stage. The blackened or the spotless? Which is superior? I think it's time to settle this.
The hallway was really dark during the blackout. Moving to the storage room like that was like making a seafood bowl without fish.
Is it really not possible?
What if they used a string like the cord?
Maybe there was another pair of night vision goggles?
What a pain. I'm gonna go with my gut. What if they used a light?
It definitely sounds impossible.
the killer's method of moving in the dark might be what that one person suggested. So, if so, I might be able to prove it.
The hallway was really
A
dark
light?
during the blackout. Moving to the storage room like that it's like making
Oh
a
my
seafood bowl without
god.
fish.
Is it the fire door?
Is it really not possible?
You don't know? Or
I do.
What if they used a string like the cord?
Do you want me to tell you? You want to find out?
There's another
I'll
pair
try
of
the
night vision
fire door.
goggles?
How's the
Pain,
fire
I'm
door
gonna go
help?
with my gut.
Equipment
What if
list?
they used a light?
It definitely sounds impossible.
What about the equipment list would help? Would help them.
Was there something on there that... Oh, a portable
The portable burner.
burner.
Woohoo! That's
The
why I
hallway
hit
was
me right
really
now
dark
too.
during the blackout. Moving to the storage room
It's like making a seafood.
I love this game.
What if they
This
used
game
a
makes me feel so
Maybe there
good.
was another pair of night vision goggles?
What a pain. I'm gonna go with my gut. What if they used a light?
What?
You hit
How was that blocked?
Definitely sounds impossible.
That was lame.
That was stupid
The
hit
hallway was
box.
really dark.
I
Moving
know.
to the storage
I
room. It's like
clearly
making a
hit it.
Is it really not?
What if they used a string?
Maybe there was another pair.
What a pain.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna
wait
go
for
with
it.
my gut. What if they used a light?
I agree with that.
I agree with you. With your random suggestion.
I know, that's great. She's like, yeah.
I know. the killer had a light with him.
Oh, I was right?
Yeah, you
But where
were.
could they have found a light?
There was one nearby for sure. See? It's written on the kitchen's equipment list.
20 forks, 20 knives, 20 spoons, 5 skewers, 3 frying pans, 20 wine glasses. There's also iron plates for barbecue, even though a portable stove for cooking hot pots. Iron plates and a portable stove. I do recall seeing them in the shuffle blade. That's you though.
Well, this kitchen seems to be well kept, so there should be no problems using it.
It's the portable stove.
Portable stove?
The portable stove isn't powered by electricity, and it's also small enough to carry around. So, the killer used the portable stove to move from the hallway to the storage room during the blackout.
I see. I never considered the portable stove. But there's a hole in your argument.
A hole? What kind of hole? It'd be great if you could explain it to me in much more detail. Oh, I wasn't making a perverted joke or anything. It's really not a perverted joke. I'm serious.
Repeating yourself just makes it even more
What
suspicious.
happens to do?
Now then, Hajime, will you battle against me? No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Damn.
Will you be able to break through my argument?
That's so tight.
What does he mean battle? It sounds like he's enjoying a game or something. Damn it, there's no way I'm going to lose against someone like him. Let's see here.
Did you forget what Kazuichi said earlier? He said the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or are you intentionally doubting his testimony?
I can't back down!
We'll spam that.
What? Just a little bit more and I can draw something.
Did you forget what Kazuichi said earlier? He said the hall was too dark to see the office. The light from the stove that you mentioned. It contradicts his testimony. Or are you intentionally doubting his testimony?
Can't back down!
Oof. There you
I
go,
don't
Jake.
doubt what Kazuichi said. What are you trying to say?
The reason Kazuichi couldn't see the it was because the hallway was dark, right? So if a light was shining in such a dark hallway, wouldn't Kazuichi have seen it? After all, he was walking near the hallway, right?
Oh shit.
You know what it was?
I need to... It's not the right bullet, right?
Yeah.
It is the right bullet?
It's not the right bullet. But you know,
I didn't read it.
you didn't see it? Alright, well, I guess.
The reason Kazuichi couldn't see the it was because the hallway was... So if a light was shining in such a dark hallway, wouldn't Kazuichi have seen it?
Kazuichi.
After all, he was walking near
Yeah,
the hallway.
Soda went out.
Oh, yeah.
And so wouldn't he have seen the candlelight? Or the storage light?
Because of the fire door?
Yep.
The reason Kazuichi couldn't see the it was because the hallway was dark. So if a light was shining in such a dark hallway, wouldn't Kazuichi have seen it?
Allow me to cut through those words!
There we go.
Oh, stressing these
Nagito, did
new
you
mechanics.
forget? Or are you just pretending you forgot?
Huh? What are you talking about?
There should have been a wall that blocked light. I'm talking about the fire door in the
I
hallway.
honestly, I dislike Nagato more than I disliked Byakuya to the first game. But even though I dislike him, I think his character is dope.
It would form a perfect wall in the hallway. Plus, the hallway rounds a corner just beyond the fire door. So even if there was a small gap in the door, as long as they passed the corner, the light still wouldn't peek out.
I see. You actually noticed the fire door. Just as expected of the ultimate... Oh. You still don't remember your talent, do you?
Who cares about that right now?
Nagito, what are you plotting? For someone who insists he's not the killer, you are quite nosy.
You sound so scary. If you're that angry, why don't you take a deep breath? You sure like to piss us off. How about I shut your fucking mouth for you?
Hey! It's okay if you guys fight, but I won't allow a burly brawl that might offend people. More importantly, can you hurry up and decide who's the blackened already? Time runs out when I get bored.
Fine, I get it. You're telling me to pass the torch, right?
Pass the torch?
We're going to ask the real killer, not an imposter like me, to show themselves.
You're obviously the killer, right?
If you think I am, I really don't mind. Whatever conclusion you ultimates arrive at, I will accept it, no matter what it is.
So you're telling me to call out the real killer? Even though I really don't want to condemn that person, but there's no other way, right? The person who used the hallway fire door as cover and used the portable stove to move in the dark, and snuck under the floorboards to stab Bakuya to death under the glowing paint as a mark. So the only killer I can think of is you and only you.
You know who it is?
I'd have to assume it's Teru.
Teru. Could it be you?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Teru's the killer? Is that true?
What are you talking about? There's no way! Of course, that's simply my assumption. So if you have an objection, please speak freely. Objection or not, why am I being treated like the killer? Because the portable stove used in the murder came from the kitchen.
But I'm being played by somebody who's probably really expensive.
That's
They can
it?
kill me right now.
That's the only reason you're treating me like a killer? Isn't that
Is
a
he
little
probably the highest
drastic?
profile person in here?
Wow, no, it's only one.
Johnny Young Bosch is pretty good.
Cruel. Cruel. Too cruel.
Those are the only two I know by name. And then the guy who plays Ryuhiko is also good.
That attitude is so not like you. Or the ultimate cook to get so upset.
Call me chef.
If you fall to aspersions like this, who will be there to support the future of the culinary arts?
The future of the culinary arts?
That's right. For the future of the culinary arts, you must
Yeah,
face
talks too
this
slow.
and fight it fair and square.
He didn't talk slow in the first game, too.
Yeah, that's
Just that he
totally
didn't talk
right.
much.
Yeah.
So, what's an aspersion anyway? Is it yummy?
Did you know asbestos is yummy too? You should try some later.
Nagito, why are you interfering?
Let's assume that the killer used a light, and that they used the fire door to mask that light, and that they moved to the storage room and snuck under the floorboards. Then what? It's dark under the floorboards too, so how would they be able to stab Byakuya? You're not gonna say they shined the light on Byakuya, right? The plan would have been ruined if he noticed.
That's right. What do you think about that?
There's no way you can answer, right? You personally haven't investigated what's beneath the floorboards.
If that's the case, then Gundam should know. He actually went under the floorboards.
No. Unfortunately, there was nothing related to the incident under the floorboards. The only thing I found was a strange liquid shining in the darkness, near where Byakuya's blood was dripping.
Strange liquid.
What? A shining liquid in the dark? That's
Didn't somebody
super
smell
important.
something?
Well, iron. It was blood.
If there was a shining mark like that, they would have been able to move to it in the dark, right?
And in doing so, it might have been possible for them to use that mark to target the victim.
The victim was targeted by a mark? What was that? What was that? What?
That mark. Embarrassing pose.
What was his account?
That
During the search.
Pecco left. There's no one else who could have been there but Pecco.
Okay, so is it the paint?
I guess so.
Where's the paint at? Let's see if we need the table for the gaps.
Bloodstain. It's probably bloodstain, maybe.
It's not there anymore.
No, bloodstain. It's one of those two.
I can prove it with this.
I guess that was it.
The mark you're talking about is the glowing paint that was applied to the knife, right?
Ah, by using the glowing paint as a target, they were able to judge where to stab even in the dark.
I see. The killer didn't target an actual person. They just struck the moment the glowing paint moved.
That would be the moment someone grabbed a hold of the knife.
So, the killer used the mark that I prepared for finding the knife as a mark for stabbing. I see. That's why Byakuya got killed when he took the knife.
But if they were able to do that, wouldn't that mean the killer knew about Nagito's plan all along?
Well, Teru!
Seriously? I don't know anything. Really, I don't know anything at all.
Then can I ask everyone a question instead?
You again? Just stop already!
Now. Everyone a fair opportunity to speak.
If Teru is the killer, that would mean he went to the storage room during the blackout. And just what did Ibuki hear during the blackout?
Ah! Don't step on my feet!
What the hell? What's going on here? This is...
Ow!
Turn the damn lights on! I can't eat like this, you know!
You guys? Where are you? Wasn't the blackout just in the kitchen?
She heard Teru's voice in the dining hall.
Doesn't that
horrible
prove
mixing.
Teru was in the dining hall during the blackout?
That's right! That's exactly it!
You could talk when you're underneath the
Teru
floorboards.
was in the kitchen the moment the blackout occurred, right? So, why was he in the dining hall?
I thought the blackout was only in the kitchen, so I panicked and ran out of there. Of course, the hallway was dark too, but somehow I managed to move along the wall toward everyone's voices.
He's
Well,
set himself up.
it's not that far to move along the wall from the kitchen to the dining hall.
That sounds fishy.
If I remember correctly, you can tell when a person is lying by licking their sweat. So, if you want, you should try licking me.
No way! You look greasy. But I heard Teru's voice in the dining hall! Ibuki swears on her honor!
That's right. Teru was in the dining hall, not the storage room. Which means he's not the killer.
No, that's not it. Why? Why do you want to keep falsely accusing me?
Jesus, he looks so scary.
It's not like I want to blame you. I just...
You should be so proud of yourself, Hajime. You're just progressing toward the hope you believe in. Now, Hajime, show me more of your hope. Will that be enough to crush Teru's hope?
Briefcase, knife, plus the end of the table, gaps in the floorboard.
Let me ask you again. Did you go to the storage room during the blackout?
There's no way I went to the storage room. I was somewhere totally different.
I definitely heard Teru's voice. It's handsome, unlike his face. Maybe it was a recording or something? Nope, definitely a live voice.
Right, as long as I have her testimony. The fact that I was in the dining hall cannot be disputed.
right?
There's definitely a contradiction hidden in those remarks. I need to find it.
Let me ask you again. Did you go to the
Oh,
storage room
maybe.
during the blackout?
Probably gaps
There's
in the
no way
floor.
I went to the storage room. I was somewhere totally different.
I definitely heard. It's handsome. Maybe it was recorded. Nope, definitely.
Right. As long as I have it, the fact that I was in the dining hall cannot be dis- I'll shoot through that contradiction. Just because we heard Teruteru's voice in the dining hall doesn't mean he was literally in the dining hall. Huh? Why? Remember the floor in the dining hall? It was full of gaps, right? So even if you shouted from under the floor, it should have sounded just like the voices in the dining hall. But...
I see. So he brazenly shouted from under the floor to make us think he was in the dining hall. Is that true, Teru?
Hold on a second.
Can you explain this, Teru?
He's trying so hard.
Wait a second, ain't I? What are y'all even saying anymore? I'm telling you, I was in that there dining hall during the blackout.
What the hell?
Where are you from again?
I was born in West Asabu and raised in South Aoyama.
Hey, you guys! This guy's a major liar!
If Teru was in the dining hall during the blackout, he should have been there after the power returned, right?
It's from Osaka.
Well, I believe so. There's no way he could have gone back and forth in that dark hallway.
Cajun.
Huh?
Cajun.
Was Teru actually there during that time?
I sure was. I was there the whole damn time.
Something like this shouldn't be decided by gut instinct. People's lives are at stake.
Damn right. You guys should have been deciding this on the spot with your hazy memories.
His accent is getting even worse. He's definitely lying.
However, I am not sure. I believe that he was there, and I believe that he was not there.
Oh no, what's the Japanese Louisiana? It's where he's from.
Oh, is there any way we can decide?
Why don't we consult his memories?
His memories.
Gosh, yeah, don't be saying things like that. Don't make no sense. Can you even prove I wasn't in the dining hall?
God.
We can. Oh, you again.
Whether or not Teru was in the dining hall during the blackout, neither nor for sure. I just need to throw that question at him.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. That's hype.
I can prove it with this. If you're claiming that you were in the dining hall when the power came back, then you should know how Mikan was positioned at the time, right?
Well, what? No! Don't make me remember. It's so
Oh, it's so cute.
No, this is a very important question.
That's also what's her Chris's voice?
Well, Teru, if you were really
I
in the
know,
dining
right?
hall at that time,
The
you should know
girl
the
from Kill
answer
Bill?
to that.
Oh.
Pink girl?
Huh?
Is it I know? Is that her name?
None.
No,
no.
the
Nui?
Nui. There you go.
It was a pretty clever way of tripping. There's no way you'd forget about it so easily.
Genius.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I showed you something so...
How about it? You can't answer, Teru?
Yeah, and he would know too.
Yeah, definitely. He would.
Full attention.
Look at that aura he has of purple.
That's weird. Just slipped from my mind.
There's no way it would slip from your mind, especially not a pervert like you.
Even so. Nagito, say something!
I guess you might have to give up now.
Give up? What do you mean, give up?
Teru. I'm disappointed too, you know. It's lonely watching someone I admire reach the limits of their hope. It kind of feels like a broken dream.
Nagito, what are you doing? Why are you messing with the killer like that?
Hold on a sec. Don't go moving this along on your own like I really am the killer. Huh? But it's already decided, right? No, the murder weapon hasn't been cleared up yet, Chef?
It's no use. I can't understand him anymore. It appears he's saying the murder weapon hasn't been cleared up yet.
You understand him?
But it's such a sad defense. This is too cruel.
Oh, you calling me the killer? Then where's the weapon?
Come on, Monumi! Enough with the whimpering and translate!
He said, if you're calling me the killer, then where's the weapon?
Weapon, huh? It's not the knife, right?
Judging from Byakuya's wounds, it was a thin-edged tool that's roughly 5 millimeters in diameter.
Also, if they stabbed from under the floorboards, the weapon would need to be at least 50 centimeters in length.
After all this, who cares about the weapon? Not good enough! Not good enough at all!
He said, not good enough. Not good enough at all. Fine, I got it. Let's try thinking about what the weapon was.
Wanna do it? Wanna do it?
He said, try to do it.
I know, that was a rough one.
Confusing accent.
Anyway, we need to focus on and think about this. A thin-edged tool with a diameter of 50 millimeters and at least 50 centimeters in length. A weapon that meets those requirements might have been used at the crime scene. Huh, what's that? Oh, this again?
Very cool.
Okay, it was a skewer, right? I forgot what it was called.
Oh, okay. Meat skewer.
Yeah. There we go.
Well. Oh, iron. Iron skewer.
Okay.
Circle.
Circle.
Press circle. Hold it. Let's see. Makes it go faster. Just let those ones clap.
Oh, I didn't do it.
It's a really, really cool, I think, I feel.
Skewer. Is it 2 E's? No.
W?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is a W. Oh, it's like forever. There it is. Go get those E's.
There we go.
I got it!
Do you like this version better than the other one?
It takes longer, but yeah, it's
weapon
more
must be the iron
interactive.
Right.
skewer.
Like I said, they did a really good job on this.
Huh?
I still haven't seen one
The
game.
iron skewer?
I don't think they introduced it in this one.
Before the party,
The
next
closing
all
argument
the
thing.
dangerous items. He
Oh,
spoke to
that's the
Terra.
same. But you're missing a new mini. Bro, check the equipment list, and there seems to be one iron skewer missing.
Oh, that's right. As far as I know, that's been missing from the start.
So that missing iron skewer is the weapon?
An iron skewer would match up with the wounds perfectly.
Hey, Teru Teru, where'd you hide the iron skewer?
Avril Lavigne?
Avril Lavigne.
Did he really just say that?
He's just saying random shit to fuck with us. You probably dumped it somewhere on the island, didn't you?
This school trip has a no littering rule. If he had violated it, the island sirens would be ringing non-stop.
Island sirens? Just for littering?
Also, I was on guard duty, and I never once saw Teru Teru leave the old building.
Which means he obviously hid it somewhere in the old building.
It's probably the kitchen again, right?
Teru Teru, just man up and be straight with us.
Finally, we are nearing the end. A cornered opponent with surrounded by soul shields. What? A cornered opponent will be surrounded by soul shields and simply will not listen to what you have to say. Will probably pain you to condemn your classmate, but this is a class trial after all. You must argue against your opponent and destroy the soul shields. A high-speed dispute battle where you beat down a panicked opponent's excuses and nonsense. That's the bullet time, but panic talk action. PTA. During PTA, you must destroy all your opponent's soul shields
That's
and
funny.
deliver the final
You
strike.
want to say bullet time battle?
Yeah. In order to do that, you must destroy your opponent's remarks while following the tempo of the song.
It's all the same.
Yeah. Match the tempo with the X and you'll be able to lock onto the opponent's remarks. If you keep pressing it, you'll be able to lock on multiple remarks at the same time. Okay. It's completely the same?
Yeah.
There's nothing added to this one, right?
I think so. Oh.
If you destroy your opponent's soul shields, you will start to give an argument. 4 words will display on the top left and right sides of the screen. Each of those 4 words correspond to the... Okay. If you press the buttons in the right order, you will be able to compose the words of your final strike. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing new.
Yeah.
Also, if you don't deliver the final strike within the time limit, the opponent should still recover. Well then, good luck and have fun.
What the hell you even say, you hit?
He said, oh, what the hell are you even saying, you stupid country hit?
I guess we have no choice but to somehow find out for ourselves.
Iron skewer is the weapon, then hiding it in the kitchen would be the easiest way to slip it by, but by and I checked the kitchen pretty thoroughly before the party started. Which means, was the weapon already hidden somewhere we couldn't find it? Could it be in an unexpected place? Where would it be? Where did he hide a long weapon like a skewer? Think carefully.
He said, I'm not hiding anything.
I'm hiding anything!
I must really reveal to Teru Teru the conclusive evidence that proves he's the killer.
Shut up! That's impossible! Nonsense!
Wait, am I just doing the tempo? Do I not press triangle?
Unforgivable! I don't know! There is Hilton!
I'm not pressing triangle or anything? It's just X?
Shut up! That's impossible! Nonsense!
It's so...
Unforgivable! I don't know! There is Hilton!
How am I missing all these?
Unforgivable! Where would the weapon be?
On the bone meat. Oh, the meat bone! Are all the sound clips gone?
Where would the weapon be?
On the Meat bone, right?
I don't know.
Meat on the bone.
Meat on the bone, yeah.
Shut up! That's impossible! Where would the weapon
Meat
be?
on the bone.
This is the end!
This on the meat bone, the bone meat.
Could the iron skewer have been
I like that
hidden
mechanic.
inside the piece of meat
Instead of
on the
having
bone?
just to shoot the final one.
What are you saying? There's no way I'd hide anything in a place like that.
That's clearly impossible. I mean, that's inside the food.
Impossible. That's what Byakuya and I thought. That's why we overlooked it.
These things aren't dangerous items like the skewer in the churrasco earlier, inside the pile of food. That appears to be the case. Yeah, I wouldn't have known what to do if he said fish, bones, and meat. Oh yeah.
If you would have said that,
But in fact,
We would have
the
found
only
it.
place you could hide the weapon was inside the food that couldn't be inspected. Out of all the dishes you prepared, the only one that could hide a weapon as long as an iron skewer is the meat on the bone.
What now? I'm using my right to remain silent.
There's no way that exists here.
We need to confirm this now. So if we eat that tasty-looking piece of meat and find the iron skewer inside,
I want
bullseye!
to eat that.
All right. Monokuma or Monami, one of you hurry and bring over that piece of meat.
1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. I'll eat the whole thing.
Wait, now hold on a second. Time out.
What are you doing? Hurry up and bring it over!
About that.
Huh? Where did Monokuma go? I'm right here. I'm already eating it. A bear that eats meat. Wait. Now that I think about it, that's pretty normal.
So,
Oh, what is this? So yummy! Damn it! That's my meat! I've never eaten anything like it in my entire life! The taste brings me back to my days in the wild.
This is bad. Seriously, this is really bad.
My! There's something inside the meat! Look what came out! Isn't that...
Is that an iron skewer? Check it out. The handle looks like it's made of bone.
The sword of destruction, encased in bone and sheathed in meat. It brought catastrophe unto Byakuya.
As expected of Teru Teru. Such a fantastic weapon from the ultimate chef. You're wrong. I'm not the killer. I'm not the kind of person who would kill someone. I got it. You all set me up. You guys set me up so you could blame this on me. Jeez, what a disappointment. Such an unseemly defense for an ultimate like you. Can you really call that hope?
Hey, Nagito. I'm sorry, but can you just be quiet?
He said, you're all nothing but a bunch of poor, loudmouth, fast food eating hicks.
You don't need to translate anymore. Somehow I can tell what he's trying to say.
Let's just deal with Nagato later. More importantly, we
I
should
guess
first.
we need to settle this once and for all. To do that, we need to go over the entire incident from beginning to end and make everything clear.
Go over the entire incident, and then I can prove Teruteru's wrong. That's right, if we don't do that, then we can't end this no matter how much time passes.
So, we need to do it.
So it finally comes to this. My throb is chesting. Every case has one last feature to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. In this phase, you'll be a complete summary of the case. You'll have to reproduce the order of events in the case in the form of a comic book. This reproduction is merely Hajime's imagination, so there will be gaps here and there. Gaps are areas where a number of pieces are missing, It's up to you to complete the comic using the truth panels provided. Around 3 or 5 truth panels make up one set. Inside that set, there will be correct panels placed among incorrect panels. If you use all the correct panels contained in one set, it will switch to a new set. After that, it will fill in all the holes. You will clear the challenge. I'm pretty sure some of you already noticed that, but it will be difficult to complete it with so many gaps, but once you fill some in, it will become more simpler. For those who played the previous game, you might hesitate at first, but it's basically the same concept. Now then, when playing the solving and closing argument, there is a certain trick. If you move the reticle onto the gaps of each page, it will display hints at the top of the screen. This type of hint will ask what kind of scene is drawing into the gap. Also, if you move the reticle onto a truss panel, it will display a hint as well. This hint explains the scene contained in the panel. Put together these two hints and think carefully. Of course, don't forget that there will be a time limit. Well then, good luck. The one at the party is. Wait, it starts from here. She's on the toilet.
Oh.
Okay. Oops.
Go back.
How do you scroll?
It doesn't. You have to use up all those before you can go to the next one.
Oh, okay.
So.
Everybody at the party.
Yeah.
What did it say? Everyone at the party is. Her.
See, it tells you right away.
That you're right.
Yeah. I like this way that they're doing it.
Okay, so that. There's one more.
No, it doesn't have to belong anymore.
But each panel has one, right?
Yeah. But these have to be there.
At the office room when the blackout occurred. A case containing potential weapons. Oh. What if everybody disappear? I should think about this again. I don't think we have that, right? The Moment in the Dark by Bakuya. Who did Bakuya see? Oh, do you have to go back?
Oh, no, but now you can see. Check it.
At the office.
Does any of that apply?
I don't think so, no. And here is what? Same scene as the office room and dining hall. The Moment in the Dark by Bakuya. Killer obtained the light. Oh, I missed that one, right?
It'll come back in rotation.
Okay. The weapon hidden in meat. What did the killer do after exiting into the... What did the killer obtain at the storage? What was found under the table? I heard it.
Nekomar must be holding it in.
Oh, I heard it.
He's screaming. Stop it. If you look like a picture of Connie saying,
Yeah.
Read it real quick, I just want to see what it says.
I keeps eating during the blackout.
Oh.
Exiting the dark hall.
Oh, he closed the... Go back. Close the doors. Look, the next thing is the door is closed.
Turn the light.
Got the meat.
At the office.
Oh, it's that picture. If you go back.
Last stop. Okay. Okay, so at the same.
What's that one with Kyoko? That's what it says.
Juice.
It has to go somewhere.
Yeah, definitely does. Oh, done.
Here's everything that happened in this case.
That's pretty cool.
Let's
different.
try going over
Yeah,
the
right.
whole incident.
Which one do you like?
Right
Do you like-
after the party started.
I don't know.
I think I like this one better.
Do you? I kind of like putting it all together and then seeing how it plays out.
Yeah.
The one in Danganronpa 3 is kind of cool. It only gives you more information as you solve it. It's like it gives you some
Yakuza had
false
us gather in
ones,
the
but
dining
then
hall of
as
the
you
old
put it in,
building
it
near the
unlocks
hotel.
more things to use.
He was extra cautious about a murder occurring that night because of a threatening letter he received. Therefore, he decided to throw a party so he could monitor us. Though one person didn't come,
We
the
can,
rest of
do
us
the
assembled
execution
at the dining
next
hall,
time.
and the party was underway.
This could be 10:30.
But at that time, the trap set by a certain someone was already in motion. They plugged 3 irons into the outlets in the storage room, which nearly capped the power usage. Additionally, they prepared something else that would activate at 11:30 p.m. The air conditioners in the office and dining hall. They had already set the timers for these. Thanks to the irons maxing out the power usage, the breaker was tripped when the air conditioners kicked on. Since the windows in the old building were covered, the blackout plunged the dining hall into total darkness. But when that happened, Byakuya took out a specific item that he brought in his case. That item was the night vision goggles.
Chubby ass face.
Byakuya was so concerned about a murder occurring that he brought a variety of security equipment with him. When he put on his night vision goggles, Byakuya witnessed a certain someone making a suspicious move. He saw Nagito guiding himself with the desk lamp's power cord so he could get under the table. That's right, everything up to that point was all part of Nagito's plan. The murder warning to Byakuya, the source of the blackout, it was all Nagito. While the blackout was happening, someone else, the real killer, began making their move in the kitchen. The killer probably already knew about Nagito's plan, so they knew a blackout was coming. That's why the killer prepared all the items they would need to commit their crime in the dark beforehand. They needed a light source, which was provided by the portable stove in the kitchen. They needed a weapon, too. This had also been hidden in the kitchen beforehand. The long iron skewer used in the churrasco dish. The killer hid that inside that meat with the bone in it. With the weapon and portable stove in hand, the killer stepped out into the hallway. First, they closed the fire door in the hallway so their light source wouldn't peek toward the dining hall. Then, guided by the light, the killer headed toward the storage room and grabbed a specific item. That's right, a tablecloth to block the blood splatter. With this, the killer finished their preparations and snuck under the floorboards through the secret passage. They probably turned off the portable cooking stove at that point, or left it near the entrance of the door. The floor in the dining hall is full of gaps, so there's no way they could have safely held a light source. But thanks to the glowing mark they painted earlier, the killer was able to get beneath the table. Under the table, Byakuya found the knife that had been hidden there. If only he had retreated,
I was supposed
he
to
probably
talk
wouldn't have gotten killed.
with the thing holding his chin up.
Oh, man.
He had to retrieve that knife, and at that moment, the killer lurking beneath the floorboard stabbed straight up with the iron skewer. The killer had been waiting in the dark for the moment when the glowing paint began to move. After they murdered Byakuya, the killer purposefully shouted from beneath the floorboards to make it seem like they were still in the dining hall. Afterward, they came out from underneath the
I
floorboards
think
and
he
rushed back
messed
to
up
the
on
kitchen.
that.
And then, after hiding the murder weapon in the kitchen, they rejoined the group as if nothing had happened. There's only one person who would have been able to commit this crime. Especially if that person is someone who'd think of an unexpected way to hide a weapon inside food. Isn't that right, Teru Hanamura?
Dang, Jay, you're
That's
over
what
2.
happened. How about it? Did I get anything wrong?
This is a mistake. A mistake, I tell you. I would never kill anyone. Would never.
It seems this is the end.
Oh,
About 56?
yeah.
B.